Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Pedestal Life Society. If this is the first time you've been in one of my live streams, my name is Brill. I am the creator of the Pedestal Life Society. So, if you could be a deer, please take the time to let me know if you can see and hear me. I literally upgraded my mic because I am trying to give you better quality audio. So, if it's not working or you can't hear me or there's an issue, I need to know before I get started because I don't want to stop once I get started into the energetics of what women bring to a relationship. I'm going to break it down from spiritual, physical, and mental energies that women bring to a relationship. And so I need to let someone needs to let me know, can you hear me? Is the mic working before I get started? Because I don't want to start talking and then you can't hear me, or the mic is too low, or there's some other issue that I'm not unaware of. Because on my end, everything looks wonderful, but on your end, it may not be great, and I want to be aware of it so that I can solve it. So when it comes down to energetics of what women bring to a relationship, I want us to think along the lines of physical energy, mental energy, and spiritual energy. Spiritual energy, the higher the spiritual energy and the higher the consciousness will determine what the woman brings to a relationship. A low spiritual energy and low consciousness will determine what a woman brings to a relationship. These two are not the same. So let's talk about a woman who has high spiritual energy and high consciousness and what that looks like. I literally actually wrote notes for you all. That's how important this video is to me. And I want to make sure that it is great that you can hear me and see me because I don't want to have to redo this video. Two people get together, and what they bring to a relationship will determine how the relationship thrives or it just survives. So I want to talk about women and their part in it. And then if this is something that you're interested in, I will do the male version and I'll talk about what they bring energetically to a relationship and what they bring to a relationship from the physical perspective also. The number one thing that women bring is energy and inspiration. Men are inspired by her presence and how she thinks, perceives, and processes information. Her energy, the welcome home energy that she has, the intelligence, her ability to inquire and apply knowledge. Basically, what did she learn and how can she apply it? These things are one of the intangible aspects that a woman brings to a relationship energetically. Spiritual wisdom, which I've been talking a lot about this, but you haven't heard this term. I've been calling it sovereign. Spiritual wisdom is the understanding that comes from a deep connection to oneself and divine. Now, the divine for you could be God, source, energy, whatever you believe in. But that deep connection that you have with yourself increases your spiritual wisdom and brings trust and confidence in self, and it gives you a knowing that you have the answers for what you will accept and what you will reject. Now, a woman that has a lot of spiritual wisdom, she doesn't accept things that will not help her thrive. And let me give you a good example of what that looks like because I don't want anyone to think about something as low as gifts. Gifts are more low spiritual energy and low consciousness when it comes to just thinking about gifts. I want you to think big. I want you to think, and for example, let's say you meet a man and he's interested in being in a relationship with like seven women, and he just wants to add one more to that dynamic. And if a woman who does not have high spiritual energy and consciousness, she may accept that because she wants the man more than she concerns herself about the deep connection that she has with herself. When you have that deep connection with yourself, you know what will work for you and what will not. And a lot of times, what happens is that you will reject what will not work. So if a man comes along, he's like, "Oh, I have seven wives," and you could be the eighth. A woman who has a lot of spiritual wisdom and knowing of herself, she knows that she will not thrive in that situation, and she's going to have to let that man go. So this is another aspect that women bring is spiritual wisdom. And usually, to have that, you have to do the work. You have to do the inner work. You cannot skip the work. You may skip time, but not the work. So, spiritual wisdom. Women are also co-creators and manifestors. Women bring in dreams and desires. When a woman is in her highest spiritual energy and consciousness, she can bring a thought to belief, to desire and reality. And when she's able to do that, not only for herself, she can allow a man to use her energy to support his, not not tap in and drain, because there's a big difference. There's a big difference when it comes to manifestation and being a co-creator. He is not allowed to tap in and drain. I don't want to go into detail on that because I have another piece that's going to talk in depth about why women should never allow a man to tap into her energy directly. She should allow a man to tap into her overflow. Tapping in, he can tap into that overflow and help him to be inspired to create his own manifestation and his own desires. But women are co-creators in manifestation, and they allow men to tap in to the overflow in order to create their own. Women also energetically bring the power of words and affirmations. Words have the power to harm, to hinder, to humble, to humiliate, to hurt. And since women are like the best communicators, they know how to use their words. They can use their words in any directions, and words have powers. Words are to the equivalent of their own spells. Women, and you can tell how that works because there are people that literally have what someone says living rent free in their head, and they absolutely believe that about themselves because someone said it. Women use words the most. They use colorful words and adjectives, and being able to do that, they can affirm that he is a visionary, a businessman, the greatest man of greats, or they can affirm that he ain't nothing. He ain't ish. So words are very powerful. This is another energetic thing that a woman brings uh, that to a relationship. Money. Women are money. I want you to say this with me. This is your new affirmation. We are money. Women are money. Women were Men absolutely established our external value. They established it from the very beginning. At one point, women were sold for money. The daughters were sold to help make sure that a man had more access to land, to a position, to marriage. So women's external value was created by men. And I want you to learn that we are money. We are money, women are money. That should be an affirmation that you say for yourself every single morning because it's absolutely true. We are money. And since we are money, when a woman is able to focus in and bring more of that money from the spiritual realm to the physical realm and create and birth her reality, men absolutely want access to that. And since we are money, we attract money, we accept money, and we receive it. And being able to have that money, men know that we are money and they want access to that. And that's what a lot of women don't understand it. They bring that energetically, especially when they start doing that inner work and start tapping into their, I'm gonna say inner world instead of higher consciousness. When they start doing that work, feminine energy brings in that attraction, that ability to create and birth realities, and men want access to that. So we are money. And since we are money, men want access to that. This is the reason why you cannot go to any religious text and you don't and see anything that says other about a man marrying to a woman. When a man is married to a woman, there's a blessing in it. And that's in every text because we are money and women are money and women attract money, women accept money, and women receive money. And since this is a known thing, men want access to that. And what women have to do, since you know energetically that you are money and you are valuable. Now, most of the time, women are only operating on the external value that men have placed on you. You have to learn how to tap into the internal value. And when you tap into the internal value, there's a being that comes with that. Then you can truly tap into the resource of money. Then you become, and your being becomes money. And men know this. So they want to get you before you know your internal value. They want to get you distracted by your looks and all of the competition between women. They want to get you distracted by all these things. And there's a reason behind it, because if your mind is clouded, you don't ever understand that you are money. You don't understand that just in your being is a gold mine. Just in who you are as a woman is a gold mine. So many women are caught up on the external value that men have placed that you don't understand the eternal value can just bring money from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. I'm going to tell you a story so that you'll get this down, and get a true understanding of this. When a woman truly understands her internal value, and she does the work, and she cultivates it, and she pours into it, and she does the work for self and not for other people, not for other people respect, not for other people to cheer her on. You do it because of you, and you want to know your internal value, and you want to be able to be, so that you can absolutely take the money that you have in the physical realm, excuse me, the spiritual realm, and bring it into the physical one. I don't know. Sometimes I do this because I just want to see it happen. Sometimes I do it because I want to see it happen. Maybe it might sound like ego driven, or it maybe sound like, hey, I just want it to be proven. No, I just like to see it happen every once in a while. Sometimes I literally would just put a number out there to God, and I just watch it come. I just watch it come. Not only do I watch it come, I use my entire process. I put in the mighty such a feminine energy, where I reverse engineer everything, and I watch the dollar sign that I have in the spiritual realm, and I watch it come to the physical realm. I literally just said, hey, I want 20K. And I didn't sit here and um, really just sit here and go round and round and overthink wanting the 20K. Because when you start to learn how to think, you learn how to not think. And that's a whole nother level. And we're going to talk about that too, because that's intuition. I intuitively knew that I was ready to pull that 20K from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. And I knew that if I asked for it, it would come. And by the next 2 weeks, what happened was my husband got a phone call. Y'all remember when my husband was sick? And he was sick for most of the year. And I told you everything was great, and it was. He didn't lose not one paycheck during that time. We continued to still have paycheck. We still lived our lives as normal, and he was sick. So y'all know how people say that a woman like me, they're gonna leave men who are sick, and you're not. She's gonna take everything. That's not true. I've been through sickness with my husband several times, and what happened was they were trying to get up with him because they wanted to give him a check. And guess what the amount was? And all I did was, because of the fact I'm like, I just want to see 20K. I just want to see 20K. And before I know it, after 2 or 3 weeks, 20K was in the bank account. But that's because of the fact that when a woman understands that she is money, and that all she has to do is absolutely, instead of being so blinded by what you hear in the world or what you see on social media, or being blinded with everybody else is saying, you need to learn how to tap into your own intuition, into your own higher self, into your own inner world, and learn how to bring the money that you see in the spiritual realm and bring it into the physical realm. And that's another thing, my next point. Women bring intuition. Women bring intuition because women are taught at an early age to be empathetic. So we're taught to observe and to care and to nurture very early on. And this helps us to be able to intuitively tap into what a person is feeling, or really get a sense of what direction we need to go. Now, when it comes to intuition, if you want to tap in and have higher spiritual energy and a higher consciousness when it comes to your intuition, so that you will know what to do for yourself, what you're needing to do for yourself to bring yourself to the next level, you have to learn how to think. And I know that goes against what the advice is out here. The reason I said that is I'm coming from a background of being an overthinker. I used to be an overthinker. I used to sit here and just overthink everything, and overthinking everything that's going around me. And I worried so much about everything, to the point I feel like I made myself sick, because I was sending out certain signals into the spiritual realm, and I pulled out sickness, and it made me go through a whole bunch of things because of the overthinking. But you have to learn how to think. And that means you have to learn how to process, how to comprehend, to become self aware and plan, so that you don't have to think. That's what I learned. I had to learn how to think so that I don't have to think. And then when I learned how to think, I was able to not think. And then I trusted myself a whole lot more. And this increased my spiritual wisdom. So it increased my intuition so that I became on the money for what was right for me and mine. So intuition is something that women bring to a relationship, and we bring it naturally. Now, I think that women are not utilizing their intuition to the best of its ability? Absolutely. Women are not, because you should be able to use your intuition to know what the next step is for you. You should be able to use your intuition for more than if someone is cheating you or disrespecting you. Your intuition is a powerful gift from God. It is a natural gift from God. You should have a powerful intuition. You should be able to trust in yourself so much that everybody can say no. But when what's yelling deep inside of you is to say yes and to do this, you just do it. And so I had to get out of the overthinking and learn how to think, because that's what it is. When you have an issue overthinking, it is because you have not learned how to think. And since you have not learned how to think, you overthink, you overdo, you overproduce. So you have to learn how to think so that you can learn how not to think. And when you learn how not to think, you improve your intuition. And this is a natural gift that majority of women have. They just not utilize it to its best ability. So I'm going to pause here to make sure everybody can hear me. You can hear me. Hello, 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 Pedestal Wives and Inner Circle members. Hello. Hello, Question Research Search. I haven't seen you in a while, babe. Hello, Daisy B. Where's the power? Women are mine. Money. We attract money. Love it here. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you all so much. Make sure you all take the time to like the video, because YouTube is playing with my content and my numbers. And since I am trying to get back to doing content and being more consistent, I need some help from my community so that we can be here more. But energetically, women are powerhouses in their own rights, but they're only that when they learn the internal value, not the external value. The external value is just the looks. The external value is just being a woman. The external value is what you see from a woman. The internal value is what she knows about herself. That is the internal value. And you have to tap into that internal value so that you can increase your spiritual energy, so that you can bring more to the table, bring more to the relationship when it comes to men. And tapping into that will attract to you men that are going to be on your level. A lot of times we don't want to acknowledge that when a woman is operating from that external value and she's operating from her looks or what she knows, what other people support in her and what other people see in her, she gets exactly what she's reflecting. And this is the reason why I call for women to actually do the inner work and increase their spiritual energy. And so that you can have your intuition active. Your intuition is such a gift that you should not be asking others on what you should do and how you should move. You should ask yourself first. And this will help you increase your intuition. Like when you trust yourself and you know you're doing the right thing for you, it increases the trust that you have with yourself so that you can move within intuition. The more that you depend and lean on others and what they see and value of you, the more that you will actually not trust yourself. So if you are leaning in, okay, I want this, I want to be a powerhouse, because so many women don't understand power. Some women don't understand power. A woman can bring power to a relationship. And this is absolutely acceptable to bring power within a relationship, especially with the type of men. If you want the top tier, top quality men, some of you all talk about being with a billionaire, a millionaire. If your aim is riches and not average, you want to walk in as a powerhouse. You want to have that foundation for yourself. I've never been the woman who said, "Oh, you should go in and be broke to be loved." I did a video recently talking about a woman doesn't have to be broke to be loved, because that's not necessarily correct. What it truly means is that a woman the energetics that a woman brings is absolutely intangible. Yes, she should be an entire adult, can take care of herself, can provide for herself so that she is not going to be susceptible to manipulation by men who are looking at you from an external value. You want to be looked at for the eternal value that you bring, then you have to tap into your own internal value. You have to tap into what makes you great, what makes you a powerhouse. What do you bring to a relationship? How can I focus in on myself? How can I make myself great? What can I do to make myself better? Energetically, women are the communicators. They are the ones who know how to weld and yield words. They're the ones who know how to affirm and make people feel great or make people feel bad. Like when in I'm me doing content creator and social media, it does not bother me when men come in and congratulate me. I'm happy that they love the content. I'm happy that they're here. I don't have a bias about them being here, but this is a woman's space. Okay. So that really doesn't do anything for me. But when a woman comes in here and she's like, yes, I love the content, I love the community, I love what you do, that makes me feel great inside. That makes because women have power in their words and affirmations. They affirm people every single day. This is the reason why you concern yourself more about if your mother said something bad to you, it's still there. You have to work through it, but it's still there. You still remember the time, the place, what you wore, what she said, because women have the power of words and affirmations. Women have been affirming men since the beginning of time. Women are still somewhat of a status symbol because of the external value that men place on women. And have being that status symbol, they absolutely determine and affirm that this man is successful, that he's great, that he's a CEO, that he's the business owner. And so women have been affirming people since the beginning of time. And it is absolutely a power that women have, a feminine power that a woman has. And that's another intangible that she brings to a relationship because she affirms. Most people will look at him and determine if he has arrived or he hasn't. Think about it. Anytime that you have seen couples, you watch them, you watch the woman, you don't watch the man. Women don't watch the man, we watch the women. We look at the woman, what the woman has on. We look at how the woman's carrying herself. We look at the woman if she's happy. We're looking at what type of car she's driving. We're looking at what type of house she's living in because the woman affirms the man. Women have been affirming men forever. But in order to get beyond that, this is still a part of the external value that men have placed on us. Some of the things that men complain about, they created the rules for. And we're just learning how to adapt to it like we've always done. We've always learned how to adapt to the rules that they placed on us. But now that we're in a different time, a modern time, it is time to learn to become the powerhouse that you were always meant to be. And bringing that to the relationship is absolutely a need, especially if you're looking for more powerful, high spiritual energy, high conscious men. If that is the type and that is your type, then you have to do the work on yourself to be in that circle of men because they do exist. Those type of men who have values and morals, they exist. But that the conversation isn't about them today. Um, I will do a video about the energetics that men bring to a relationship if this gets if it's well received. I have to know it's well received so that I can kind of play the game of YouTube. Since they are playing with my numbers and my content and my community, I have to play the game a little bit. And so I have to know from you if you want me to do the energetics of what men bring because a woman she brings the power word affirmation, she brings money because women are money, we are money. She brings intuition, she brings manifestation. She's the co-creator of dreams and desires. She is that has the ability to bring things from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. She has the ability to allow a man to tap into her overflow energy so that he can create more desires and dreams for himself. And one of the things I love about the fact that I was raised by elders, being raised by elders, I think I had an advantage in a lot of this information because I remember growing up and my grandmother would point it out so I can see things in real life. These are things I seen in real life. So I don't teach from a book. I teach from experience, my own personal experience and my own grandmother's teachings. I remember she would show me, she was like, hey, look at that couple over there. And I was like, okay, am I looking at what I can see or am I looking from the unseen? She said she'll say from the unseen very quickly. And I was like, okay, unseen. So let me see what I see. And I looked at the couple, and they were very well dressed. They were driving a Mercedes. They had everything going on for themselves. And I looked at the couple, and I realized that the way he was positioned and the way his energy was with her, her energy was bright and powerful, and his energy was very mute. And I was like, well, okay, I see what you're saying. I see there's like the energy's off there, the energetics is off there. It's like she's bringing so much spiritual energy, and he's bringing hardly any. And she said to me, she said, this couple here, when she leaves, he's going to lose everything. And when I tell you, she's right on the money. Because you can always tell when a man is tapping directly into your energy to support himself in his dreams and desires. And so when the woman leaves, since he can't stand on his own 2 feet, because he has to have his own masculine power and masculine energy activated, and he can't stand on his own 2 feet, when she leaves, he loses everything. So that's what's happening when y'all see it happen in real life. You're seeing when she walks away, he loses the business, he loses the car, he loses the big houses. He does that because of the fact that he was tapping into her energy directly and not her overflow. When a woman is in her overflow and she energetically has that overflow, she brings that to a relationship. She's a powerhouse on her own. And a man taps into that, it inspires him to dream bigger and activate his own visions. This is something that women bring, but women don't bring it all on the same level, because a lot of women don't understand their own selves and their own internal value and their own worth. And since if you don't understand your own internal value and your own worth, you're not going to bring the highest spiritual energy to any relationship, because you're still trying to figure it out. You're still very confused. You still don't know what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. And so this is what's happening. And that's the reason why I say I want to do the male version, because there's a reason why you see so many polygamy making a comeback. And there's a reason for that. It's an energetic reason that's happening. So I understand why it's happening. And I also understand that since it's an energetic reason, anything that's energetic, women have to use intuition and discernment when they're dealing with these type of situations. This is not, and logic, of course. You need to have the basis for all three of them to make that decision, because there's a good reason why polygamy is making a comeback, and especially in the Black community, and why men and women are on board with that. It's an energetic reason. It's a spiritual reason. It's not so it's not so much a physical reason as much as women think it is. And that's the thing. I love the fact I was taught by my grandmother, and she taught me the spiritual side of a lot of things. I think someone asked me a question, am I Christian? Yes, I am. On the way and like the video. Thank you. Victoria Moore, hi. Yes, Daisy B said, yes, we'd love to see that. Absolutely. You all want to see that, so YouTube stop playing on my content, because I know I bring unique content to the space. And I need some likes, some comments, some shares. I need to let the YouTube algorithm know that we're still here, because I know, I take breaks because I have a family. I'm trying to make sure my family is good and make sure I create content. And since that happens, YouTube has been playing with my numbers, and they're playing with my marketing my page or pushing my page at all. So I need some help from the community so that we can get where we need to go. But there is a reason energetically and spiritually of why polygamy is making a comeback and why men are absolutely trying to get into polygamy. And we can break that down in the male version. But women are such powerful beings and such a source of money, words, affirmation, inspiration, wisdom, manifestation, and creativity. And we have so many things and aspects to us that I don't think on that external value system that has been created, by men for us, we can't reach our highest potential, our highest spiritual energy by only focusing in on that piece of the dynamic of the piece of that puzzle. So we have to ask, absolutely, how do we solve this? How do we move forward? How do we increase our spiritual energy and consciousness so that we can bring a lot to a relationship, so that we can bring that power to the relationship? You have to absolutely start digging deep and doing that inner work. I've been pushing inner work since I started my page, because I know how essential it was. When I first started my inner work, I was 25. Well, actually, I was 19, But I did what majority of women and basic humans do in the first place. Once we get something we want, we tend to stop doing it because we have arrived. Basically, we got the thing we want, and we have decided, okay, I'm not going to do anymore. And so I did a little bit. I got married. I married well. I would be in August. I think I would be 23 years married. So I did that, and then I started seeing some issues. I started seeing some issues within the relationship. And for me, it was communication. It was me, it was emotions. And so I had to start doing a deeper inner work so that I could start pulling away from the external value that men have created. And I started doing the inner work on myself. And then I noticed in the beginning, when I first started my work, I was looking at him to say, hey, did he see me changing? Did he see me upgrading? Did he see me leveling up? And I realized that the more that I had my eye on him, I couldn't keep my eyes on myself. And I was splitting my energy. When it comes to growing and leveling up and evolving, you can't have 50%. You got to have 100%. You got to give yourself 100%. So I stopped looking at him and started really focusing in on my inner work and becoming more accountable and asking myself those important questions of, okay, what do I do? I keep finding drama, but what's going on? If I keep finding drama, this means I'm putting myself in proximity and position to actually be a part of the drama. I am the drama. So how do I stop becoming the drama? And I started walking it backwards to figure out how to do so. And I started making my life more peaceful, and I started being more accountable. And in doing that, I started to grow spiritually also. Learning how to think. I started going from overthinking to learning how to think and process and looking at it from this perspective and becoming self-aware, and in teaching myself how to think, I became more intuitive. And so this is where women excel in, when we have this dream or desire and it's in us, because just like when we give birth to a child, we can give birth to realities. And when something is inside of us and it's in deep, we have to do the work so that we can cultivate and pour into it and bring it to the spiritual reality. Into this reality. One of the things that I had to really do that, and that took focus. It took focus in the very beginning because I didn't trust myself and how I was going to achieve or get the things that I wanted. I didn't trust that God was leading me in the right direction, that he knew better than I did. So I didn't trust it. I had to learn to trust and trust in myself and learn to go against the grain and do things that they say I can't do. And in doing so, it increased my intuition. And having that increased intuition, my husband started to actually he asked my opinion in the beginning, but he wouldn't get a real answer because I didn't have a real answer to give him. See, and that's another power that women have when they absolutely pour into their intuitive nature and they start to really trust it. They start to get this knowing of what they should and should not do. Now I am praised for my intuition, and I'm praised for knowing myself and what direction I need to go. This is a gift that women have naturally. That's how you all know when your boyfriend is cheating or when your husband is not acting right, because it's there. That gift has always been there. It's a gift that God gave us. It's the edge that God gave us over men. But I had to do some work to increase mine so that I could stand in that power and absolutely stand still when I know I should stand still and move when I know I need to move. Women bring so much to relationships and give so much to relationships that they have to be very aware of the energetics of it. Because when you don't understand energetics that women bring to relationships, a woman will drain herself. There's a good reason why women age faster than men. And this is a known thing. Women age faster than men because of the fact that this man probably is tapped into her actual energy and not to her overflow. The overflow of energy is happiness, joy. She's content, she's safe, she's protected, she's provided for. That's the overflow. Um, this is something that women have to make sure that they are in position and they create this for themselves until there's a man to come in and take over that job. You have to be doing things from an overflow, because when you do things from an overflow, it's coming from a genuine place, a happy place, and happiness, joy. When women are vibrating higher, they create more, they manifest more. It's easy for them to bring things from the spiritual realm to the to reality. So overflow is key. Women have to learn how to be in overflow, have to learn how to operate within it so that they can bring things easier to them. A lot of times, women are operating from a place of tapping into their own physical energy. So they're doing, going, getting it done. And there's nothing wrong with that. And, until they understand themselves and their internal value and understand what they bring, they don't have to go so hard. Women don't have to go so hard. They never have. This is the beauty and the gift of being a woman. A woman doesn't have to work hard. A woman can have her life on easy, but she has to learn her internal values so that she can flip that switch. Because right now, the world that you live in now, they only teach women how that they operate from the external value and how they can get everything through physical energy, through the doing, the going, and the getting it. Energetics of men. Absolutely. We're gonna do energetics of men. I'm gonna create the video for this page for the energetics of men. We're gonna have a lot of fun because there's a lot of information we can when it comes to energetics of men. We have to understand that a lot of things that we're seeing is not just physical. There's other reasons for it. There's other reasons why they are doing it. But women bring so many gifts. And I think the awareness of what those gifts are is absolutely key. Because one of the things about women, women don't bring all the same gifts. My gifts are intuition and manifestation. I do these things very easily. These are gifts. It comes naturally to me. I had to do the work to hone them so that I can get better at it and get them a lot quicker, but they come easy to me. Some of you, your gifts is nurturing. You know how to nurture. Just your energy being around people is healing. Just your energy being in a relationship. And this is the reason why you have to be careful too. Remember how I talked about the overflow? When a woman has to operate from the overflow, because if she taps into her direct energy and you have this nurturing energy about yourself, and that's why you have to know yourself too and know your limits and limitations, because you'll recognize when someone's coming in, they're trying to tap directly into your energy. Yes, your energy is healing. And you'll know if you're this person, if this is your gift, because every time you're around people, you heal them. And it's not necessarily what you do or what you say. Just being around them, around you is very calming and it's very healing to be around you. And anytime you've been with any man, he always walked away as a healed person. But he still walked away. He still left you in the dirt. He still left you alone. That's the reason why you have to understand yourself and tap into your internal value so that you don't sit here and operate on the external value. The external value is just the physical and what people can see. We have to learn how to get the internal value so that we can operate and pull from our natural gifts. Every woman brings natural gifts because we are money. We are money. We are resources. We have such high external value that we have to learn about our internal value. But every woman, every little girl that's born, she immediately has a price tag over her head. She immediately brings value into the world. And see, men can't say that. They don't have that aspect to themselves, not even energetically. Men come in, they have to create, they have to build, they have to make. Women come in and they immediately are born with a price tag. They immediately are born with external value. And so you need to do the inner work. That's the reason I'm not going to stop ever talking about inner work and how important it is to do that work for yourself so that you can release your natural gifts that you have and bring it to a relationship. Because a lot of women, sometimes they forget that you are more than your beauty. You're more than your looks. You're more than what you say. You are more than that. You have more value. And the trick now today to what I see is to try to figure out how to lower your internal value and raise your external value. And that's the trick that society is putting out to women. So women don't get to bring what they would bring to the relationship and to a worthy man. So now women are picking men that are not worthy of them and should never have ever had access ever, ever. Because I've been across women, I'm looking at them, I'm looking at the energy they bring. I'm looking at their overall presence and your engagement. And I'm like, they're a powerhouse. And here they come with Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse right behind her. And he a whole joke. So she's not even attracting or accepting the type of men that be worthy of her because she doesn't understand her internal value. Women energetically bring to a relationship the best of the best when they understand their internal value, when they understand themselves. All right, so I'm definitely open up for Q&A. If you have some questions, you can definitely drop them down below in the comment section. We've already been like 40 minutes. So we're gonna give it a little bit, 20 more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and close out. But women bring so much to a relationship. And they bring more when they don't understand themselves or what women bring. They bring more physical energy than spiritual energy sometimes when they don't have this true understanding of what they bring. So tap into your natural gifts. Every woman has it. You already have an external value. The external value is nothing to brag about because every woman has an external value. Every woman is born with a price tag. And that goes back to the beginning of time. The rules of men, the rules that a man created, he created that external value that women have. And now they're upset that a woman has external value, which is hilarious because they're the ones who started the process of selling their daughters to men. And if you actually think about it, we still have that going on in modern times. Human trafficking, anybody? hmm So women still have external value. Are you keeping this up? If you said this, I had to step away from home. I'm gonna keep this up. This is I think I've done a video like this before. And I took it down and put it in an inner circle. But this video will stay up on the page because I think it's highly important women understand that there's so much going on behind the scenes in the spiritual realm, and there's reasons it's happening in the spiritual realm. We only see it actualized in reality, but it was already happening in the spiritual realm, and there's a very good reason for it. And women bring so much to a table, to a relationship. The thing is, since women don't have an understand of what they bring and how what that looks like and the energetics behind it, they tend to make very big, huge mistakes. See, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with making a mistake. I tell my girls all the time, go make a mistake. Go make a mistake because you'll learn to trust yourself better. The thing is, with a mistake, you're not above the consequences. The consequences you will have to deal with, and that is okay too. Do you do one-on-ones? I really don't. I don't do one-on-ones. If you're a part of inner circle, normally I do it one-on-ones there, but I don't do them unless you're part of the inner circle, which I'm actually debating or thinking about absolutely open up one-on-ones uh, to the community, but that concerns me because then you all have to. I love and support my community, and I'm a service to women. But y'all, do me a favor. Make sure that this is not the first video that you watched of mine, because make sure that you realize that since I'm coming from a perspective of balance and sovereignty, that I can think and I know how to think, and I'm gonna come at from a perspective of the spiritual, the energetics, and the logic. So make sure that that is something that you're really interested in before you ask for one-on-one, because I know that I'm not for everybody. I'm not trying to be for everybody, but I don't like women to waste their money. Okay, I don't like women to waste their money. Like one of my girls said before, I'm very illogical when I need to be, and logical when it has to be. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and I will help you get a plan, but you have to come ready to do the work. You have to do the work. Have to be willing to do the work, and then yes, absolutely. I'm thinking about opening it up to one-on-ones for the month, for the summer only. For the summer only, when I have more time and I can be able to work with my inner circle and accept one-on-ones. The summer only. So it's only going to be a limited time deal when it comes to one-on-ones that I'm thinking about doing. But women bring so much to the table. And men understand, society understands that if a woman doesn't understand what she brings to the table, then we can increase her external value and decrease her internal value. The thing when that happens, this limits your gifts and the natural gifts that you have. Every woman has natural gifts because we are God's favorite. You all don't think so because you're looking at it from the perspective of man. And this is the reason why I'm so thankful that my grandmother put me in church. She put the Bible in front of me. She absolutely told me to eliminate the middleman. So I've been eliminating the middleman for the entirety of my entire journey. I've been going directly to God and trusting in Him that He's going to guide me to go where I need to go, and then trusting myself to actually follow through. And so I'm glad she taught me to eliminate the middleman and that men are just human. And since men are human, you need to tap into God and tap into whatever you consider godly, maybe the divine, maybe the source, maybe the energy, whatever religion you believe in, or if you don't believe in a religion, because some people do not. Remember, your beliefs are all powerful. What you believe, what you're thinking, and your beliefs comes into fruition, and they can actualize into your reality. So, if you don't believe in anything, you don't believe in anything. I really need to talk to a wife that understands being married to a provider. Absolutely. I've been married to a provider for 22 years. In August, I'd be 23. I retired at 21 years old. I actually did go back to work in, let's see, I went back to work at 30, 36, 30, no, yeah, 36. 'Cause I graduated at 36. I got my first job at 37, and I quit 3 years later because I realized that isn't for me. I wasn't going to be that wasn't going to be where I need to be because one of the things about me, I'm going to tap into God and ask myself what's the next step, and if that next step, I don't sit here and question it and overthink it. I just do it. So when God told me, "Hey, it was time to leave," it's time to leave. I don't. I make haste and leave. But remember, you have to learn how to think so that you can not think. And I've been doing me for so long that I know how to trust myself and know that when I'm having that urge or something resonates to me, that I can move very quickly to get something done. So I went to school, became a teacher. Husband paid for all of that. I don't have school debt. And I did it for 3 years. It wasn't working out. And I left. And then I just kept having this pull to go to social media, which I had to pull to go to social media back in 2016. I just ignored it because I had little kids at the time. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to balance all that. Now that my kids are older and I'm about to be empty nester, I'm about to have more time where I can make more content and be consistent. Thank you for doing this topic. It's definitely very important to us, for us ladies to understand. Absolutely. Women have to understand that you cannot give energy to anything if you're not in overflow. If you're not in overflow energy, this means you're giving what you don't have. And when you're giving what you don't have, it affects you on the physical realm, the physical, which means it will affect you by being drained. Maybe you're very tired. Maybe instead of you looking 22 or 23 or even 30, you look like you're 50. That is because you've allowed someone to utilize your energy. And maybe it isn't a man, because some of y'all, it's not a man. Some of y'all, it's other people that you are just giving freely your energy everywhere. And you have to realize that as women, we're powerhouses. Our energy is everything. Your energy is everything. Your energy is where you're going to be able to create and birth new realities and bring things from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. So your energy has to be in overflow. It has to be in happiness, and it no, it doesn't necessarily have to be in happiness. Let's say contentment. Just contentment is powerful enough for a woman. Just contentment, being okay with where she's at, okay with what's happening in her life. Just contentment is powerful. And women not understanding this about themselves, because there's a lot of conversations on social media about the external value and the things that you can do, but no one talks about the spiritual part, the spiritual realm, and the physical energy, and excuse me, spiritual energy. No one really puts it all together. When I come on social media, I see there's bits and pieces here and there. And this is the reason I was like, you know what? This page can be that page where we can dive into the things and, basically put in put the puzzle together for you. Because just knowing that you're supposed to be in your feminine energy, that you're supposed to be rich, that you're supposed to be supported, that your life is supposed to be on easy mode is not enough. Like now the question becomes, how do I get there? How do I make that happen? How do I make my life be on easy mode? How do I pull money out of my the spiritual realm into the physical realm? How do I understand truly we are money? And that is the affirmations I want to see throughout my comment section. We are money. Women are money, because women are money. Women have the external value, the price tag in the very beginning. We just have to understand what that means, and we have to dig and do the inner work so that we can cultivate and pour into the internal value so that we can tap into our own gifts. Because all of us, all women bring a gift. All women bring gifts to some relationships. And that's why men are trying to find women that bring the gifts that they really want to see. And you kind of tell the gifts that men want to see because he'll hook into you just because of the fact he wants that gift. Because some women are healers, some women are nurturers, some women are creators, some women are manifestors, some women are intuitive, some women are powerful and understand power and how to utilize it and yield and weld it. Women have natural gifts and they bring these to relationships. And since our gifts are all different based off what we cultivate within ourselves and our internal value, women don't understand these gifts. And sometimes what we end up doing is allowing others to tap into those gifts and drain us of our most powerful thing of energy. How do you think we should handle family and friends? It's hard for me to be around a lot of them because they focus on a negative half poverty mindset, etc. Okay. You know, I know that I have resources. All of my family doesn't have resources. All of them are not living in the same communities that I live in. But that doesn't bother me. The thing is, I let my power and my energy shine so bright, and it doesn't mean I go around bragging about it. I'm just very content and happy about where I am. I don't have to put it in their face. I don't have to try to give advice. I don't try to have to change the way they think. I just let them be. And see, the thing is, another power that women have and they don't realize is that we let people be. Let people be who they are. When you learn that everyone that comes in your world is not exactly, especially when it comes to family and friends, you can't control if they are negative, unhappy, or in poverty. And the thing is, you need to focus in on the love that you have for them. Do you care about them? Are they? Do you care about the love that you have for them? And are they bringing value to your life? If they're not bringing anything of value, and you think the best thing to do is let them go, then let them go. But if you love them and they bring value, they just have their times when they're focusing on negativity and poverty and things that you don't like. Then you have to actually still be your powerful self and just be. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to add to the conversation. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to entertain it. Because I've learned that when I have those family members or friends who do that, I just don't add to the conversation. I let them have their time. I let them be. And that's another reason why most of these people like to have me around. I like to invite me to go places because I don't sit here and try to give them advice or judge them or, try to tell them what they should be doing or shouldn't be doing. What I do is I let people be. Stand in your power and let people be. And if they're not bringing anything and they're not bringing anything of value and you can love them from a distance, just love them from a distance. Always focus on problems not willing to exercise their power. And you know what? That's the thing about it. Me and my niece was talking about that the other day, where she was sitting here talking about the fact that she is. We've already started her on this journey. We've started her on this journey, and she's just a young teenager. We've started on this journey of helping her understand her internal value, and that everybody is not going to be on the same wavelength or energy. They're not going to be the same energetically. And since those people are not going to be the same, you have to give grace for those people and just be. This means you have to let those people be themselves, um, and realize that eventually you being you and standing in your power and being the energetic person that you are, you will accept and attract the right people in your life. Those people normally will fall away as long as you're not participating or engaging with those issues and problems that they have, and they're not going to exercise their problems. I guarantee if you stop giving advice, stop intervening, stop seeing anything about it, and stop engaging, they'll stop bringing it up. They'll stop bringing it up. A lot of times, even if you're not saying anything, but we as women, we're very expressive. So we kind of give it away when you're aggravated or when you're just over it. Don't give anything away. Stand in your power and just be and see don't the conversations stop coming your way. They'll stop talking to you about it. They'll stop talking about their poverty issues. They'll stop talking about negativity. They'll start even engaging with you for that type of conversation. You teach them what type of conversation you're open to and what conversation you want to shut down by what you engage in. So that is what my suggestion would be. 'Cause I think it's funny that my niece was going through that same situation where she just doesn't want to engage with low vibrational stuff, and people still bring it. But we had to teach you can't engage with it. And people will start bringing it to you. They bring stuff to it because you're eating it up. Entertain it. You engage with it. When they realize you're not going to engage with it, you're not going to entertain it, you're not open for it, they'll stop bringing it to you. And that's how I became drama free. Like I ain't got no drama in my life. And those people who have those issues and they're negative and they're poverty, they have a poverty mindset, they kind of steer clear of me and they talk to me about other things that are more uplifting, more high vibrational, because I'm not going to entertain the other. So that would be my suggestion. But women bring so much to the table and so much to a relationship. The understanding is absolutely needed for women to understand what that is. The more that you know what you bring, the more that you know your internal value, the more that you increase your spiritual wisdom and spiritual energy so that you can attract the best quality of men, the best quality relationships, because it goes beyond just men. What I'm teaching you will bring in better quality people. So you want better quality friends? Start really tapping into your internal value and tapping into your natural gifts. Someone wrote on my page one time about the spiritual aspect. They were interested in the fact that I would bring the spiritual aspect because we are human. We're spiritual beings having a human existence. So we have to talk about the spiritual aspect. There's always an energetic reason. There's always a spiritual reason why something is happening, and why is it happening over and over and over? Why can't I get out of the situation? Why every time I stop dating this particular guy, just another one like him shows up? It is spiritual, it's energetic. If we could tap into what we bring to relationships and what we bring to people, we can absolutely become a powerhouse and attract other powerhouses. Because just like you said about people who are poverty minded and negative, you're not going to want to hang around those people. You're not going to want to engage with those people. So those people will fall away. So the more that you go and increase your spiritual wisdom and spiritual energy and your consciousness, the more that you do for yourself, you're going to start to attract and accept the type of people who are on your level. And this is the reason why I don't have any drama in my life, because I absolutely do have more higher spiritual energy people in my life and higher conscious people in my life than I do have low vibrational and low spiritual energy people. And it's not because I'm doing anything to yell at them or scream at them or telling their life choices. Y'all know I don't do that. I don't got the energy for it. Like that's one of the things that women should have and should bring is easy mode. Being on easy mode, creating easy mode for yourself. So I don't have those people who's making my life filled with drama and putting me in the middle of situations. I haven't had that for a very long time, especially when I realized that I have a choice to interact with these people or not. And I told you one of the things that helped me is to realize that people are adults. I treat everybody over the age of 18 as an adult. And doing that helps me to be able to not get caught up in, oh, how would they feel? Or, oh, I shouldn't say or do that. It helps me to actually move in a logical way when I'm dealing with people because I feel like they're adults. They know what they said, they know what they did, they know it's wrong, and they know it's right. And since they know these things, it's not up to me to give them grace and empathy when they are crossing boundaries or doing something that is going to hinder me or my growth. Women bring so much. Women are powerhouses. Men are powerhouses also. And we'll talk about the energetics of what men bring to a relationship. I ain't gonna say tomorrow because it's not gonna be true. But I will be putting it on my page. Just make sure y'all take the time to like the video and take the time to click the little button to show me that you're gonna show up for the video. That helps with YouTube too. So if I have a pending video just pinned it on the page, you getting notifications for it helps the video on YouTube. It will be pushed more. So when I do the one for the men, which I'm gonna have to set a lot of time aside for it, because when you do the ones about men, and since men have a lot of baggage because they were allowed to set rules, and since they were allowed to set rules, it's a longer video when it comes to energetics. But women energetically bring so much to a relationship, and they make people uh, feel they let people tap in to their energy. A lot of times, women are just allowing men, women, children to tap into their direct energy, and it just drains them. And one of the powerhouses that women have is their energy, is their spiritual energy, is their physical energy, is their mental energy. And all of these things create the energetics that what women bring to a relationship. And understanding what that looks like will determine what type of people that you attract and accept in your life. One of the videos I was thinking about doing is helping women to be able to understand um, being authentic, like because there's so much content on social media, and I was like, maybe I should do a video about being able to recognize authentic content creators. But I don't know if I want to touch that because that might make you two not like me even more. Because I think it's something, having that intuition and discernment is absolutely a power that women bring to a relationship. And being, like I said, being able to think so you don't have to think is absolutely important for women. And being able to recognize when you're dealing with authentic people is essential. It will help you along your journey. So that's the reason why I thought about doing that type of video, not because I care about what other people are doing and what other people are saying, but I want to help my community and the women that I have to increase their intuition and discernment so that they can learn how to not think and be able to pick great people to follow on social media. And, if these are people that you want to look up to on social media. So I might do that, I might not. It was a thought about a video of teaching people how to be discerned, how to use their discernment and intuition, and how to see the unseen, what people aren't telling you. All right, so we've already got over an hour long video. So if I don't see any other questions, I'm going to close out. But the energetics of what women bring to a relationship, we're going to be doing what men bring to a relationship, the energetic, and we're going to focus in on the spiritual, the mental, and the physical. And we're going to talk more in depth. Literally, I could probably do a part two on this also, a part two what women bring energetically to a relationship, because women bring a lot. Women are powerhouses when they tap into their own power. And men are lucky when they are able to be with a woman who's tapping into her own power. All right, so I don't see any other questions. I'm going to go ahead and close out. I thank you all for being here all the way for an hour. I appreciate you, Inner Circle members and Pedestal Wives. Saturday, I will be doing the Sovereign Feminine. We're going to be doing a workshop about sovereignty, and it's going to be at 12 p.m. on June 17th. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to put it down below in the comment section so that you can go ahead and get your spot. I have that coming up right now. There's already content in it. So you can go ahead and enjoy that content until we have the actual workshop this Saturday. So if you're interested in that, click the link down in the comment section after this video. And I don't see any other questions, so I'm going to have to close out. But thank you all. I see you all on the next one. Thank you for participating and being part of the community. I appreciate you so much.